Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Oh, my goodness. Sorry for the late start. I accidentally shut down StreamYard, the streaming service I use to do the live streams, instead of going live. So, oh, my goodness. Happy Monday, I guess. And I need more coffee, I'm guessing. I'm almost done with this cup. Hopefully, everybody had a great weekend. Appreciate you being here. Chris, welcome. Happy Monday to you, sir. Yeah, like I said, busy weekend for me. Lots of things happening in the last week. We're going to talk about those today. And yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just got to shake your head and just see what's going on. And I don't know, try and think through what can I do? What can I do? Right. And hey, listen, if you're new here, you're just joining in, make sure you hit that subscribe button, tick that bell icon, click the all, and don't forget, smash up that like button. If you're on Facebook, and I can see I've got a couple of people on Facebook, thumbs up, please. Appreciate that very much. Get the word out about what's going on in the crypto space. And so let's start out as usual. Though we're going to talk about all of the stuff with Samouri Wallet. We're going to talk about the FBI warning to Americans only to use KYC services. And Biden proposing like tax you till you drop. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk about all that. But in the meantime, let's go take a look at the markets. I'm going to refresh this page here. And Bitcoin is, I don't know, to me, it's showing a little bit of weakness. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me reset this so you can see that a little bit better. Let's put up the not financial advice thing because Lord knows. And yeah, coming in right now at around 62K. And it's been bouncing between 60 and 63, basically. But, as you look at the chart over here on the side, it's definitely been a downward trajectory overall. And look, as we go through, you're going to see these markets. There's a lot of red. There's a lot of blood in these markets here. So Bitcoin, though it's holding above the 60K mark, definitely still a little weak. We got Ethereum at 31.32, down 5% in the last day. I mean, that's crazy. BNB down almost 3% today, or in the last 24 hours. 585, 86. And I'll tell you what, that's still a great price for BNB. It just is. Solana's down over 12.5% in the last 7 days, 134.78. So yeah, Solana showing a bit of weakness. Hey, Craig, welcome. Glad to see you here. Automatic Beats. Appreciate you being here. And you made it just in time to say Solana to the moon. Appreciate you. So let's keep going here. XRP down over 5% in the last week, down to 50.6 cents. Doge below that 15-cent mark finally. I mean, it was kind of holding pretty steady in that 15-cent area, down 12.5% in the last 7 days, down to 14 cents. Cardano down to 45 cents, 12.5% down over the last 7 days. So there you go. AVAX, I like AVAX, but down over 13% in the last week, down to 33.88. Tron back down in that 11 cent mark, but still up almost 6% over the last 7 days. One of the few greens in the market. Bitcoin Cash down to $450, down almost 12% in the last week. I'm just going to kind of clip along here. Chainlink down 10% in the last 7 days, down below $14. I mean, sorry. A great buy for Chainlink as far as I am concerned. It just, it just is. Let's see what we got here. Matic, 4% down in the last 24 hours, 5% over the week. Litecoin down, but not too much. One of the lesser downs at $83 even. Let's see, ICP 1326 down almost 13% over the week. Let's keep zipping along here. H-bar, I'm sorry, up 13% in the last 7 days, but still a great buy, down to 10 cents again with regard to H-bar. Stellar, down almost 5.5%, just barely holding in at that 11-cent mark. Filecoin, back down almost to $5 even when we started talking about it, 12% down over the last 7 days. Render, for those who are into the AI thing, down almost 20%, 18.6, $7.63. For those who like Pepe, well, there you go. Slightly up over the last 7 days. With can't not stop there, right? Down about 9.5% in the last 7 days, $2.64. Caspa, definitely got to stop there, down over 9%, but holding barely in that 11-cent area. So we'll take that for those who are Caspa fans. And I know Jar is, and speaking of Jar, here's Jar. Good morning, sir. Appreciate you being here as always. Appreciate it. So let's keep clipping along here. Monero up 3% in the last week, 124.82. Still good buy for Monero. I mean, what can you say about that? Let's keep clipping along here. I don't know. Thorchain Rune down below $5. I think I got to get some money prepared if this thing keeps going down, and I got to put some money in this. Down 14.7%, so almost 15% over the last 7 days. 5.5% of that in the last 24 hours. Bonk, for those who like Bonk. Anyway, Gala. You can vote for Gala as part of our DCA portfolio on Crypto on the Rocks every Friday night, 7 p.m. Down 11.3% over the last 7 days, 9% of that in the last 24 hours, still holding on to that 4-cent mark. Algorand, if you are an Algo fan, down 3.5% over the last 7 days, 18 cents, below 20 cents for Algo. Good buy as far as I'm concerned. Quant still holding above that $100 mark, even though it's down over 5.5% in the last week. Beam, another one that you can vote for on the Crypto on the Rocks every Friday, 7 p.m. I'm going to keep saying that every Friday, 7 p.m. For those who weren't in on the last Crypto on the Rocks this past Friday, we were joined by Badel. Let's see. 100 Air joined in. We had Paperclip joining in, and he brought with him Altcoin Aardvark, who gave anybody who was watching a super high level tutorial on trading and how he trades. Matter of fact, if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it. In the live chat of that stream, he put out the link to his Discord channel. You can jump on in there and learn how to do trading if that is your thing. And yeah, Automatic Beats is all about Gala. It's his vote all the time. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. All right, where are we here? Anything else? So, and they're talking about VPNs, and Chris is saying, no, I was on my phone, so no VPN. FYI, you can put a VPN on your phone. Just FYI. Anyway, so let's see. Let's wrap up a couple more. Jupe, Jar is all about Jupiter. He likes that. 97 cents, down 17% in the last 7 days. So there we are with that. I think we're going to call it on that. So that's enough for the markets. We need to get into other talking points today, unfortunately. Hang on, sorry. Live chat, and I appreciate you all being in that live chat, keeping that chat live active and so on. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'll try to keep checking in there as I'm sitting here ranting and raving about what we got to talk about here. So let's start out with, again, I'm sure everyone has heard about the whole Samouri Wallet deal with the DOJ. And basically, links, and by the way, links to everything that I'm talking about today in the description of this live stream. So go ahead, do your own research, check out the information in greater detail. But This to me is just the latest in the attacks from the United States, the government, the FJB administration, and the various three-letter agencies under their control in its attack on the crypto industry. Now, look, there are a bunch of things, and I may not touch on all of them. I'll try to just at least bullet point it here with regard to this Samouri Wallet. Basically, in a nutshell, Samouri Wallet was a non-custodial wallet mixing service. So you could utilize their open source software, which, as I've been reading in different sections, especially on Twitter, people are saying that it is still active if you're using just the open source software. But obviously the website down, and if I think the apps are off the store, at least for US residents anyway. So be aware of that. But again, the idea behind open source software, boy, say that 5 times fast on a Monday morning, is that everybody can use it and, change it, do what they want to do with it. So, well, let's read through this just a little bit, and I'll try to stay on task here and point out a couple of things. Basically, the two people who were the founders of this website and open source software were arrested. And this was a joint effort because one was arrested, I believe, in Portugal and the other in Pennsylvania, if memory serves, as I was writing an article about this on cryptocoinmindset.com. So feel free to go ahead and check that out. My website. Appreciate you being there and searching out great crypto information there. But yeah, I was writing about this, the latest on my website, and yeah, I believe that's where they were from. And then there was a coordination with oh my goodness, I forgot what country it was. Iceland, I think it is, where their servers were located, and to basically get control of those and try to shut that website down via that way. But as you can see here, and here's the tweet from Bitcoin Magazine right here. I'm referencing the article on Bitcoin Magazine about them being arrested and basically charged with money laundering and unlicensed money transmitting offenses. Okay, here's where I want to put out a couple of points. And, whether you like the service, whatever, don't like it, don't use it, it doesn't matter. The point of the matter here is that you've got the US government basically saying that these guys are promoting money laundering. Well, point number one, Bitcoin ain't money according to you, right? So how the frig can they be money laundering? But without breaking down and splitting hairs down that road, then you're talking about being a money transmitting service. Well, in order to be a money transmitting service, as I understand it, and feel free, anybody jump in the live chat here and correct me, or if you're watching this on the replay, in the comments, I respond to all the comments. You actually have to have at some point in the process, possession of the money in order to transmit it. These are non-custodial wallet. This is a non-custodial wallet. It doesn't take everybody's money and then redistribute it. There are services that's exactly what they do, kind of coin joining the services and then resending it out. That's not this. So how are they transmitting money? How are they an illegal money transmitting service when they're not actually transmitting the money? The protocol is. Couple of points just to put it out there. But especially the point that, as we're going to talk about later about the IRS considers Bitcoin property, right? For those of us who live in the United States, and I know there are other countries, this is the same jar, I think in Canada as well, right? Bitcoin's considered property there too. If I'm wrong, Jar, put that in the chat for me. So you've basically, it's considered property. So you're subject to capital gains taxation, right? And if it's property, then you can't be sitting there telling people that they're basically transmitting money, that this is now money laundering. Thank you, Jar. Okay, I was correct. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Chris is chiming in here. They are going after who writes the code, like arresting someone for writing a book. Exactly. Again, already played out in the Supreme Court here in the United States, that encryption and so on and so forth. I'm sorry, free speech, already determined to be free speech. So again, you take all of this, and I know I'm only going to be here for about an hour on this live stream, talking through this, and I'm no legal scholar by any shape or form of the imagination, and no, I don't play one on TV either. So, but this is going to go to court. I'm hoping. The key is going to be, do they have the war chest to be able to go ahead and fight this and fight the charges? And then what's the length of time that that's going to take? Because, in the meantime, are they going to get bail, et cetera, because, money laundering is okay if you work for the government. But if you are, working for yourself and put out open source code so people can actually get some privacy in what they do, no. That is illegal, because privacy in the United States is slowly becoming illegal. 100 Air, welcome, sir. Glad you are here. So again, I don't want to belabor a lot of these points, but those things to me are going to be key in watching this moving forward. So here we go. Attack, the latest attack on crypto right here with the DOJ going after Samouri Wallet. Okay. Now, this technically, this next thing I'm going to put up on the screen technically has nothing to do with that, I guess. But I thought it was pertinent, because to prove the point about what I was just saying, that I'm just going to find the right screen. Here it is. About what I was just saying, that, if you work for the government or you're a big bank here in the United States, you can money launder all you want. You're not going to jail. You're going to get a fine, maybe. And you ain't paying that fine anyway. You're going to take it out of customer funds. So it's like, what the holy hell is the point here? And to that end, in this tweet, you can see that they, pointed out total fraud penalties for banks here in the U.S. since 2000. $387,559,149,282. Oh, and by the way, nobody went to jail. Jamie Dimon didn't go to jail, even though his bank is one of the biggest freaking money launderers on the planet. Wells Fargo, nobody from Wells Fargo went to jail, even though, again, they've probably, now I can't, actually, it might say here. Oh, see, I would have been wrong. So we're going to go look. Here's the top 10, top 10 parent companies and their total penalties broken down. Again, links to all of this is in the description of this live stream. So look at this. Bank of America, the biggest bank in America, number one, $87 billion in fines. JP Morgan Chase, you got Jamie Dimon sitting there going testify in front of Congress how he would shut down Bitcoin and cryptocurrency because it's all for scammers, thieves, and everything else. But yet his bank, $39,340,000, blah, 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 in fines. Crazy. And of course, again, no charges against him. He's not in jail. He didn't get arrested. None of that. And I was going to say Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo actually came in number 4. My experiences with Wells Fargo personally just, put them number 1 to me, but that's a whole nother issue, not for this live stream. But right here at 27 billion. And it keeps going down right here. I mean, again, links to all this in the description of this live stream. Crazy amounts of fines levied for these banks who are actually doing the money laundering. But again, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is the problem, and Samouri Wallet founders need to be arrested because they're doing the same thing as these banks, but yeah, they're not in the pockets of politicians and these, again, various 3-letter agencies. So no joy for you. You get arrested, you go to jail, and you've got to defend yourself. You've got to defend yourself. You aggravated yet? You live in the US? Are you aggravated yet? You should be. And guess what? Hang on. There's more coming. The IRS has now got to make sure. I mean, they got 87,000 new IRS agents. No new Border Patrol agents, but 87,000 new IRS agents. Because why? The idea is they want to milk us until we're dry. We are nothing but tax slaves at this point here in the United States, and it's only getting worse. And sadly, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take for people to realize it. But I part of why I'm still here doing this, putting this information out. I know a lot of the people who are currently watching this live stream already know a lot of this information. So I appreciate your indulgence with me continuing on about this. But here's the thing. We need to be sharing this information. We need to be able to educate people. And I get it. We get in our lives, and we're just trying to survive, and some working 2, maybe even 3 jobs just to keep a roof over your head, food on the table, keep the kids clothed, and all this other stuff. I get it. I completely get it. And then when you come in at the end of the day, the last thing you want to be thinking about is how bad I'm being taxed, how the government is bending me over the table every time I go to the store, to the gas station, whatever it may be. And, then what do I do about it? And actually taking time to do the research about what to do about it. For those of us here, it's like, it's, I don't know. Hence the whole reason I do the Living on Crypto series, because I think that's going to be the way to move out of this before it's too late. Chris is chiming in here. The only thing I hear is they are gearing up for the bull run that happens every side. Yeah, exactly. And don't get me wrong, I get it. It's exciting, right? Price action, NGU tech, number go up, and so on and so forth. And yes, that is a part of the cryptocurrency space, but it is a very small part, in my opinion, of why the cryptocurrency space is here and how we can utilize the cryptocurrency space to be able to negate all this bullshit that we're seeing from the government and these various agencies who are attacking the cryptocurrency space. To that end, let's talk about the IRS, because hey, why not, right? Where are we here? I want to make sure I pull up the right. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. This tweet right here, and yeah, full screen, perfect. Basically, the IRS has released a draft of their new form 1099 DA. So to help report future cryptocurrency transactions. Now, there can be a lot of FUD about this, but the Digital Chamber of Commerce, oh my God, speak. I know it's Monday. Hold on. Let me swallow the last of the coffee here. And no, nothing in the coffee, just coffee. Oh my goodness. Anyway, if you don't follow the Digital Chamber of Commerce, you should. They are very much pro cryptocurrency, so basically digital advocates. Link to their website and Twitter is in the description of this live stream. So go ahead and follow them. They basically put this out to, I don't know if I can bring that up more. I'm trying. Oh, that makes it worse. That's funny. So we'll go back to this. So I'm going to try and read this here. And I've got to put on my glasses because the print is so small. Again, as I always say, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, old guy, interwebs. And because I'm an old guy, I need the glasses. So you know what we're going to do? I'm going to just bring this up full screen, take myself off the screen. And you don't need to see this. I'm going to try and make it a little bit bigger too. There we go. Excuse me. Okay. So basically, again, the breakdown, again, that's early draft release and the implications and feedback processes. And this is, again, put together by the Digital Chamber of Commerce. Links to all of this in the description of this live stream. On April 19th, the IRS shared a draft version of Tax Form 1099-DA that is designed to address the, the reporting requirements for transactions involving digital assets, particularly with respect to unhosted wallets. It is not set in stone yet. They're looking for your input to refine it. And believe me when I tell you, they really don't want our input. But here's the thing, the process that they have to follow is getting the public's input. So people should definitely be putting in their input. And we're going to talk about more things we can do on how to help to promote the cryptocurrency space and defend the cryptocurrency space from this obvious attack in a few minutes as we continue on with this live stream. But again, they're not doing that out of the kindness of their heart. They're doing it because they have no choice. That's the way the process works. But note that they're coming after unhosted wallets. That's, what do I talk about all the time? Not your keys, not your coins, right? I mean, you've been in here the space long enough, that's true. And I know that I have people who watch this live stream and who I talk with and I respect in this space who still have a lot of cryptocurrency on exchanges. And I'm not here to tell you what to do. Again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. But it only makes sense to me, especially as we're going forward with shit like this, that if you're leaving your cryptocurrency on these centralized exchanges for any length of time, again, you're trading, whatever, hey, I get it. Do what you got to do. That's what you got to do. But if you are doing that as using it like a bank, you're missing the entire point of cryptocurrency. You just are. You need to have it in your own possession. And I like Tangem Wallet if you're going to be storing for the long term. Link to Tangem in the description below. Matter of fact, if all goes well, I'll be putting out another Tangem video later this week showing you how to set up different networks. I guess there was some confusion. I got a lot of questions and comments on the last video I did, so I'm going to address those in the video and try and show people how to do that a little easier, but not to get completely off topic. But again, if you don't have custody of your coins, well, it's easy for them to take it away from you. And they know that. They know that the system is designed this way on purpose. So what do? They're trying to take away your ability to maintain your privacy with these unhosted wallets. That is another key. I mean, I know we started with Samouri about mixing and about privacy. They're attacking privacy. And they're doing it by you need to use a KYC exchange, keep all your Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, whatever, KYC'd, because unless you're mining it, I mean, if you're buying it through a KYC exchange, guess what? Docs, right? And Now they're sitting here with this new potential IRS form looking to take it and use it for KYC, for taking away the ability to use unhosted wallets. Automatic beats. If I can't keep it on Trade Ogre, I'm not buying or my. Yes, Trade Ogre. If you watched the last couple of Matrix Money podcasts, you know that we were all talking about talk about red flags with Trade Ogre, right? So anyway, let me bring the screen back up full screen here, and let's just keep going through their breakdown real quick here with regard to this whole new IRS form. So the key update: the IRS has introduced a new category in draft form, so 1099 DA, labeling unhosted wallet providers as a checkbox. So in other words, if you're using an unhosted wallet, you're supposed to check the box to tell them, yes, I self-custody my own damn cryptocurrency. This inclusion suggests a move to categorize unhosted wallets under the broker definition. And for those who are, oh my God, I forgot what legislation it was that passed. I want to say the perfectly named Inflation Reduction Act. I could be wrong about that, so don't hold me to that. Here in the United States, where they started trying to label basically everything as broker dealers. So, if you mine cryptocurrency, you're a broker dealer. If you have an unhosted wallet, now here, as you can see in this case, you're a broker dealer. If you transact on a swapping service, you are a broker dealer. And again, meant to not only intimidate, not only try to strangle and stifle the industry, but to basically strip you of any privacy you might have. Okay, so just to finish this up, aligning with broader regulatory efforts to integrate KYC, so know your customer practices, for cryptocurrency interactions. How does this, or how could this affect you? For crypto users, you might have to reveal more about yourself, provide personal identifying information. And if you're not sure about what PII is, again, head on over to my website, cryptocoinmindset.com. I have an entire crypto section. The link is at the top. And in the very first, I did an entire series with regard to privacy online. And that very first article, I talk about PII. So that's what they're referring to here. Go ahead and check that out at your leisure. For platforms, get ready for more hoops to jump through when dealing with unhosted wallets. Interactions with platforms via unhosted wallets will likely require additional verification, affecting the user experience and operational dynamics. So basically, it's going to change the way you can interact with Coinbase, for example. Potentially, you won't be able to send any funds from Coinbase to your unhosted wallet and vice versa. So, yeah, welcome to that. Welcome to that. All right, let's keep boogieing along here. For DeFi, big changes could be on the horizon with the push for more oversight and user ID checks, which could significantly alter how DeFi operates, which is, again, what they want, because they want to control it. They want to know it all. So again, and then it reminds you right here, have your say. The IRS is all ears. Well, yeah, they may be all ears, but they don't really give a shit. Share your thoughts and there's a link right here. So irs.gov/forms comments is the address. And I probably should have set that so I could have put it on the screen. So I apologize for not being prepared with that. But again, if you go to the link in the description below, you'll be able to click the link there and head on over. Don't forget to kick off your message with NTF plus the form number, so it would say NTF 1040. In this case, it's going to be NTF 1099/DA, as in dog and apple, to make sure it goes to the right place. And last notes that they have, there's more information on their website with regard to this, by the way. I'm using this because it's breaking it down. I'm already 35 minutes into this live stream, and yeah, we haven't even gotten to the other stuff yet. So yeah, let me just finish this up real quick. So notes on the draft forms. OMB approval. Draft forms and instructions are pending OMB approval and are not valid for filing until officially released, obviously. Availability. Drafts are available at irs.gov/draft forms. So feel free, again, if you go to this tweet, the link to which is in the description, you can click that and head on over there and get a copy of this. And they remain accessible even after final versions are posted. And last but not least, paperwork reduction. Comments aimed at reducing filer burdens should be directed through the Federal Register process. And again, you get more information on the IRS website. That is what is the gig. So if you are not wanting to have to deal with these 87,000 new IRS agents, maybe, just maybe, call me crazy, you might want to make sure you get some comments in and or start talking to your legislators. And that we're going to talk about in a minute. TCB, Tiny Crypto Blog. Brian, glad to see you're here, my friend. People at these agencies don't care for or consider, you're correct about that, one bit about Freedom Tech. To them, a wallet equals bank brokerage account. So they want to apply the same template. Yes, you're right. That it's basically, you've heard a lot of people talk about it since all this information came out. It's like the IRS trying to regulate the wallet that's in my back pocket right now. You know, it's insane to think that that's the way they're thinking about this. But folks, believe me, that's the way they're thinking about this. And Brian, thank you for that input. I love your input as always. You're very, very insightful. And for those of you who don't already follow Brian at Tiny Crypto Blog, link to his YouTube channel is in the description of this live stream as well. You should definitely go ahead and check out his weekly summaries. Very good weekly summaries. All right, so let's go on to the next thing. Then shortly after all this, talking three-letter agencies. We just talked about the IRS. Now we're talking about the FBI. So the FBI sends out this notification to basically warn Americans against using non-KYC crypto money transmitting services. I mean, come on. So the FBI, I mean, this subheadline here pretty much sums it up. The FBI says crypto money transmitting services that purposely break the law or knowingly facilitate illegal transactions will be investigated. Well, they're going to do that anyway. Here's a news flash for you. Okay. They're going to do that anyway. And basically, they're trying to create more FUD here. You know what? I should probably do that. There you go. Now you can see my lovely face again. They're trying to create more FUD in the space, especially for people who are new to crypto. They're seeing all this crap just like hitting the fan with regard to cryptocurrency. And, you know, depending on what their experience is with cryptocurrency, that may be like just the nail in the coffin, the icing on the cake, whatever, you know, idiom you want to use, you know, because there's already enough FUD out there about how bad Bitcoin is for the environment, about how, FTX robbed everybody and this, that, and the other thing. It's just all FUD all the time. Though I thought we were kind of turning a corner about that. Then you get stuff like this. And you need to be at least aware of it, need to put it into some kind of perspective, which is why I wanted to do this live stream today and talk it all over. This is obviously a coordinated attack. And yeah, it just is. And Brian saying, I joined late, pardons if I'm repeating things. Hey, brother, no worries. But if they have a personal wallet address, guess how easy it is to blacklist it. Yeah. Or to verify that we've paid a wealth tax, as he puts in quotations, or something similar. Of course it is, which is why they want you to use, and in this case, the FBI saying use KYC exchanges, because then it's easy to track you. If you can't use something like a Samouri Wallet to make your Bitcoin private, well then easy peasy lemon squeezy when it comes to tracking all your shit. It is that simple. And now, again, links to the actual announcement from the FBI is in the description of this live stream. But if you want, you can go to this tweet here as well. This Bitcoin magazine article here as well. And there will be links to it there. Say that 5 times fast. Holy shit. Let's just read a little bit of this, and then we're gonna get off this, because I think you get the idea, and I'd like to at least touch base about what we can do, and how we, and when I say we, I'm talking about cryptocurrency as a whole, should be focusing our efforts. This announcement, identified as alert number and blah blah blah, urged Americans to only engage with registered money services businesses that comply with anti-money laundering regulations, AML, KYC. According to United States federal law, who gives a shit, cryptocurrency money transmitting services must register as MSBs and adhere to AML requirements, and it lists the chapter and section. The FBI says failure to comply may result in financial disruptions during law enforcement actions, particularly if funds are mixed with illegally obtained money. So basically what they're telling you is, if we think that you are not using a KYC exchange, we can come in and lock up all your money, your fiat, and your crypto, in theory, because they'll take your wallet addresses if they've already KYC'd you, and they will stop those addresses from, block those addresses, blacklist them. They'll put them on the OFAC list, because now you are, I sorry. Again, if this was crypto on the rocks and I had a couple more beers in me, you'd hear a lot more, which is why I didn't want to get into it too much on crypto on the rocks. Guys kept trying to get me going. But anyway, so you get the idea here of what is going on. You've got, again, this is all within what, days? You've got the Department of Justice taking out Samouri Wallet. That will be a long and hard fought process, if it even gets fought. Who the hell knows? Maybe they don't have the war chest to do it. You've got the IRS trying to get this basically backdoor ban on privacy and cryptocurrency by trying to figure out if you're using an unhosted wallet. So take away your right to custody your own crypto without them knowing about it. And of course, now the FBI saying that if you don't use KYC exchanges, you are bad and we will come after you. Now, they put that in the form of a PSA, of course, but that's what they're saying in a nutshell. My question is, where the frig has the United States gone? Where have they gone? I don't know. Sometimes the more I think about it, the more my head wants to explode on how much bullshit we're putting up with here in the United States. I don't get it sometimes. I can't even find the words right now. I can't even find the words. Oh, but let's put the icing on the proverbial cake, because then you got FJB coming in and saying he wants to raise cap gains to 44%. And as part of that, guess what? Unrealized cap gains, I think it was 25%. It doesn't say that in this particular tweet. I mean, let's be honest. this is obviously not him. Biden can't even pick up his pants. Okay. So it isn't him that's coming up with this, but the puppet masters behind the scenes are the ones coming up with this, that are playing on a bigger agenda. That is for another live stream. Actually, I've talked about it on previous live streams, so feel free to go ahead back through some of my live streams where I stick it all, take you step by step as to where this is all coming from, how this is all happening, why it's all going the way it's going. And this live stream right here is just the next in that series, basically. And but again, at the end of the day, here you go. Yes, 44% cap gains tax, because heaven forbid you make money. We need your money because we need to send it everywhere and promote our programs and spend it how we wish, because the government does nothing more than, spend money like drunken sailors. And there seems to be no recourse because they have control of the money printer. Yes, the empire strikes back. Exactly. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Exactly. Okay, so I'm already 46 minutes in. Holy cow. I am so sorry, folks. Sometimes I get off on rants, but I thought, again, much like I said, some previous live streams, that was the idea, to start stringing it together so you see why these attacks are happening, how they're happening, and it's attacks for thee but not for me, kind of scenarios, and cryptocurrency is just the latest one, but the one that I care about. I think it's going to be very important in the future for my children, my grandchildren, and so I'm here to fight the fight, and I'm hoping that so are you. I'm hoping that you'll share it with people, this, not just this live stream, but various whatever crypto content that you think is important to them. And I appreciate that. And matter of fact, if you are new here for whatever reason, make sure you hit that subscribe button, tick that bell icon, click the all. You'll get notified every time I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And then Friday night, 7 p.m. for Crypto on the Rocks. And then on Tuesdays, 10 a.m., I'm live on the Matrix Money podcast channel. Links to all of this in the description below with Crypto Jar and FF, talking about a lot of things. Matter of fact, I'm not trying to get off topic here yet, but tomorrow we're going to be live with Deep or Not. And we did an interview with him last week. If you haven't checked that out, go ahead and do that. It's on the Matrix Money podcast channel. And we're going to be live with him tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the Deeper Network, privacy, a whole bunch of things. And I believe he's giving away some Deeper Network hardware, but you got to be live on the Matrix Money podcast in order to be eligible for that. Once the live stream is over, as usual, we will rebroadcast it to this channel and Jar's channel and FF's channel. But you got to be live if you're going to look to win. So make sure you are subscribed to all of those. And before you leave today, make sure you hit that like button. And I can see we still got a bunch of people actually on Facebook. So hit that thumbs up. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the support. Thank you. Okay. So where do we go? How do we do this? Well, I look at it that there are a few different things we can do on a bunch of different levels. First and foremost is education, because the more people that we have educated about cryptocurrency, about what's going on with the the way the government is spending, about the deficits that are here, about how they're spending the fiat money, and about how the system is eventually going to eat itself. I mean, we're basically in the United States creating $1 trillion in new debt every 90 days. Every 90 days. I again, try to wrap my head around that, and it's just insane. So educating people about that, and I know it's not the easiest thing to do. I get it. But maybe it starts with as much as, when you're talking about, pain points. Well, do you think things are going to be more expensive or less expensive next year, or in 5 years, or in 10 years? I don't think there's anybody currently in the United States who thinks shit is going to be cheaper in 1, 5, or 10 years. And if they do, well, maybe just end that conversation. But as long as we're on the fiat standard, they're just going to keep printing. The money is going to keep getting debased, and prices are going to continue to go up because the money's being debased. It's literally an endless cycle. So education, definitely point number one. But then I think about it much like a decentralized cryptocurrency. How can we affect or effectively promote the industry in a positive light and affect regulation and laws and privacy enforcement for ourselves here in the United States? And again, I know I might have people here from other countries, and I apologize, but take this to your whatever your country governance is as a thought experiment. And yes, Brian, you're correct. $1 trillion every 90 days is a death spiral. It is. And I mean, we ain't coming back from it. They can keep printing and printing and printing, but eventually we're going to hyperinflate. Now, am I saying that's going to happen tomorrow? No. Am I saying it's going to happen by the end of the year? Probably not. But within the next few years, in my opinion, again, wait, let me put it up here. In my humble opinion, because Lord knows how humble I am. Yes. Several years from now, very likely, which is why we're having this conversation, or I got to put this information out there. So again, thinking about how we as a crypto industry, crypto supporters can affect change. Again, I look at it from a decentralized perspective. Start with affecting change in your local city, town, whatever. Become involved in the process of what goes on in your local community, because eventually that's where you're going to be like feeling the pinch or not, depending on what goes on in that kind of legislative process in your city, town. And it could be not just the legislative process about the laws, but think about also turning, small businesses on to being able to accept cryptocurrency. Again, these businesses understand that, their expenses just keep rising. And yeah, okay, they keep putting the prices up to match so they can maintain what's, razor thin margins they have on profit to stay open and afloat. But what if, and they already understand that most likely, but now what if you can show them how there are other alternatives that have a finite supply that is an appreciating asset? And right now I happen to be talking about Bitcoin, but pick whatever your favorite cryptocurrency is. Bitcoin is probably the best first effort because now you've got the ETFs, you got it in the news all the time. If they are people who watch like CNBC, whatever, they see and hear about Bitcoin all the time. So that to me is like the first places to start, legislative process, city, town, local businesses, city, town, and not just farmers markets, whatever, just put it out there. It's like, you throw enough against the wall, something's going to eventually stick. So that's one nucleus. Then to me, the next nucleus is within your state. So starting to be more involved in your state legislatures, in your local Senate, congressional races, etc., governors, so on. And again, they're getting them the information. If you see that there's a law coming down that's not going to be advantageous to cryptocurrency, to reaching out to them. What does it take to send a quick email? What does it take to make a quick phone call? They all get registered. So you think you're not necessarily doing anything, but all these calls get logged. Even if you're not reaching the state senator or state congressman, whatever the case may be, these calls all get logged. The inflood of these calls becomes at least acknowledged. Okay. And here's the thing. There are advocacy groups, and I apologize, I didn't put that information. I should have done it. But what Bitcoin did had a couple of interviews within the last 2 months. One of these companies, and not companies, nonprofits, and maybe Brian is still here. I know he listens to them all the time, and maybe he can jump in the chat and remind me of who it is. But basically what they do is they go out and they help state legislatures to create these pro Bitcoin, pro mining, pro blockchain legislation and get it bills put up in front of all these different state legislatures. And here's the thing. You're seeing more and more about it all the time. I mean, if you are part of Twitter, you see like, I think Oklahoma just did one. I feel like I want to say Arkansas, but don't hold me to that. Just did that. That lot of good state legislation, state privacy protections, state mining, crypto mining protections, state self-hosting protections. That's the next level. So you're starting in at the local level. Then you go into the state level to try and get this stuff passed. Was 100 Airs just chiming in. One of us needs to build a good template of a letter or email to send to our reps and senators. Actually, I feel like the nonprofit, I am trying to remember the name. I'm going to have to go back and do the research, and I apologize. There was just so much information to put together, excuse me, for this particular live stream that just eluded me. I think they've already done that. So I will see if I can find that. And if I do, I'll maybe we'll do another live stream, or I'll do a video about it or something. And we'll put that together, because you're correct, 100 Air. I think having a good standard template to then, utilize will be a good option for everybody. So we're talking again, advocacy on the local level, advocacy on the state level, and then finally, and I say this finally because at the end of the day, you know what? It is the furthest removed. Yeah, we may hear the most about it, because, Elizabeth Warren's got a big mouth, for example, but it is the furthest removed from the situation. And at the end of the day, the federal government can put out all kinds of, federal legislation, but in most cases, the states don't necessarily have to follow it. That's why local and state gives us a lot more to fight with than on the federal level. However, it is important. It is important to be on the federal level and cognizant of what's going on the federal level. And Brian from Tiny Crypto Blogs chimed in, the unconstitutional attack on privacy with Peter Van. I think that's the one. I told you, Brian, he's great. He watches What Bitcoin Did. And again, I know that particular show is, more Bitcoin maxi kind of thing. And I know we don't all necessarily have a lot of Bitcoin maxis here in this live stream, and nor am I. But at the end of the day, that's the biggest one. It's the one that we have ETFs for. It's the one that most people have heard of, and it's the one that's going to end up leading the way to bring in all the others. So thank you, Brian, for putting that in there. So if you guys go ahead and check out what Bitcoin did and look up that particular one. Like I said, it was within the last 2 months that particular podcast came out. So yeah, that's 2x. Oh, right here. He already, look at that. Brian already put it out. I get published in December of 2023. Brian, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate your support with this live stream and my ill preparedness. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, guys, I'm an hour in at this point, and I'm just still getting to the advocacy piece. And I'm with that in mind, I'm going to bring this up. This is forever going to be in my live streams and videos to support John Deaton to replace Elizabeth Warren in the Senate. If you're in the crypto space, you know that Elizabeth Warren is trying to raise her anti-crypto army, and she garners support within the Senate because, let's be honest, most of these senators are too old to wrap their head around cryptocurrency. And I say that being old myself, again, old guy interwebs. But not to mention, they may not have the inclination or the time, for that matter, to go and learn more. So we talked about doing it starting at local, city, town. We talked about moving it to the state because states have rights outside of federal regulation. And now we're talking about federal regulation. So we need more pro cryptocurrency advocates in these positions of power in the Congress and the Senate, hell, in the presidency for that matter. But one thing at a time, I guess. So for those of you, and I know I have a lot of people from Massachusetts who watch my live streams, I encourage you, if you have not went and seen what John Deaton's all about, go do that. Check out his website. This is the link in the description of this live stream and all my live streams, trying to show you how to go find out about him. Donate if you want to do so. I donated with cryptocurrency. Again, if you're looking to do that, it is actually run through Coinbase, and the process is relatively simple. So that's the next level. So local, your city, town, state, so your state legislators, and now federal, put in crypto-friendly advocates into these offices. 100 air, bald is bullish. There you go, brother. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So that's the advocacy end. And I think you guys already know where I'm going after that. At the end of the day, is nobody coming to save us. So as much as I say we need to advocate in this way, we need to advocate in the local, state, and then federal arenas. You need to be able to take care of you. You need to be able to take care of your family. And right now is the time. By doing all this advocacy, by putting in comments on this IRS legislation that I obviously talked about earlier today, but learning how you can use this great tech that is literally in your hands to not only have NGU, the number go up, way to win, but how to actually use it to live on it, how to actually use it today and be ready for when, because I don't see it as if, I see it as when we need to do so. Looking to learn more about that, link in the description below. It will also be the end screen once this this live stream is done processing. So check that out on my YouTube channel, also on my Odyssey channel, and learn more about that. Hang on one second. Isn't there a guy that goes around different states to educate about Bitcoin? Maybe Chris Porter. Yes, it is his advocacy group too that I was referring to. And I think it is Chris Porter. You're correct. And there was a What Bitcoin Did episode with him about him doing that at the various state legislatures. Yes, you are correct. And it's his advocacy group actually that I think has the form letter to reach out to your state legislatures. And that's where I was going to go and check that out. So yes, when you're going over to the information that Brian from Tiny Crypto Blog put in there about the interview with Van Valkenburg, you can also check out Dennis. Oh, is it Dennis Porter? Chris Porter. Dennis Porter. Thank you for correcting that, Brian TCB. Porter. I remember the last name. Couldn't remember the first name. But yes, thank you for that. Appreciate that. So that's what I got for you. I'm sorry this thing is over an hour already at this point. I appreciate everybody being in the live chat and being here today. And I'm going to suggest to you again, start educating people as best as you can. And you know, again, don't be trying to shove it down their throats. It's, you know, you get more bees with honey than vinegar, I think, or whatever that old saying is. But it's about catching them at their pain point, man. You know, whether that pain point, like I said, is the grocery bill or their gas bill or their whatever. And you know, making them think is, do you really think things are going to be better in a year, 5 years, 10 years? Well, if not, maybe you need to find another way, right? And again, I think Bitcoin is the way to start that way. And again, we can move to other cryptocurrencies after that, but at least they'll find a lot of, and you can potentially give them a lot of great information, positive information with regard to that. So appreciate you helping me with that. Look forward to working with you on that. And I will be live tomorrow. Don't forget, let's just wrap up the week here. Tomorrow, Matrix Money Podcast channel live, 10 a.m. Eastern time with Deep or Not. You got to be there on the live if you're going to win whatever he's giving away. I'm not sure which hardware he's giving away. I can't remember. He did tell me, but I don't remember. But you got to be live in order to do that. If you're watching on a rebroadcast on one of our channels, the draw will already be over. So make sure you're live 10 a.m. tomorrow, Matrix Money Podcast channel. Wednesday, I'll be live again, 10 a.m. talking about who knows. But we'll be definitely live on Wednesday. Look for a Tangem drop on Thursday. All goes well. And then on Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, Crypto on the Rocks. You can come on, join me. Again, great session this past Friday. Had a lot of people on there. I went over almost 5 hours. And yeah, I was literally falling asleep. I had to end it. It's like falling asleep. But I really appreciate everybody that was there. So again, thank you everybody for being here today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on the Matrix Money Podcast. 100 Air, you're very welcome. Thank you for being here. And everybody who's been in the chat, TCB, thank you. Appreciate you. You are great support and font of knowledge. 100 Air, Automatic Beats, Chris, who am I missing? Jar. See you tomorrow, brother. I'm just zipping through to make sure I don't miss anybody here. So if I do, Craig, appreciate you being here. Thank you, Chris. So again, everybody, thank you for being here. And I will see you tomorrow, Matrix Money Podcast. Have a great start to your week. Okay, guys, take care.